Why did Peter deny Jesus? If you've ever watched a biblical movie or TV show about Jesus, you'll see the disciple, Peter, be portrayed as angry, strong, loud, confused, and any other adjective you can think of. He was devoted to Jesus once he became a follower, and the first to make a public declaration of the Lord's true identity as the Messiah of Israel.
I see you are the Messiah.
He had great courage, being the one who tried to walk on water, but lost faith and failed, a great lesson to learn. Peter was a bold preacher, and his leadership role as an apostle in the early church was strong and clear. Peter is a wonderful example of a man who found purpose, but he was not sinless. He had faults like we all do, and one which showed was fear. Yes, Peter was fearful at an extremely low point of his time with Jesus. In fact, Jesus told Peter he would deny him 3 times before a cockerel cries. Why did he deny Jesus, and why 3 times? Fear. Fear for his safety. It wasn't cowardice, it was a moment of weakness, the weakness of the human heart. 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 13. Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Denying 3 times is interesting. Biblically, the number 3 conveys the meaning of completeness, though to a lesser degree than 7. Examples are the 3 righteous patriarchs before the flood. They were Abel, Enoch, and Noah. After the deluge, there were the 3 righteous fathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, later renamed Israel. Jesus prayed 3 times in the Garden of Gethsemane before his arrest. As you have heard, 3 is symbolically important. Telling Peter he will deny his master, his teacher, his brother 3 times represented a complete truth. How Peter must have felt, broken and ashamed. He's a wonderful example of being lost but was found again, Luke 15. A wonderful lesson the Bible gives us is presenting to us Peter's denials. It would have been easy to keep the sins of one of the early church's leaders private. Each of Peter's denials increases in intensity. Before this, in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus told Peter to stay awake and pray. Peter's spirit might be willing, but his flesh was weak, Matthew 26 verse 41. Interestingly, Satan asked for permission to sift Peter like wheat, Luke 22 verse 31. Think about that. Satan, the all-powerful, the false god of this world, had to ask for permission. Why Peter? Peter would be the rock in which Jesus would build his church. The rock is the truth that Peter had articulated. You are the Christ, the Son of the living God, Matthew 16 verse 16. The truth is the rock. Satan wanted to take him to disrupt and even stop what had just started. Peter found that he wasn't as bold or as courageous as he had proclaimed, and in fear he denied the one who had loved him. Jesus allowed this to happen, as the fall of Peter would be his great lesson to learn from. You could say Satan helped Peter. By bringing Peter to his lowest point, it also strengthened him to pass the lessons he had learnt onto his brothers. Was Peter remorseful? Peter learned his lesson. He exhorts us in 1 Peter 5 verse 8, be on the alert, because your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. Peter is speaking from experience. Thinking back at his own experience, he felt like he had been devoured after hearing the cockerel crow the 3rd time and deny Jesus. Peter became the pillar of the early church in Jerusalem. His lessons of weakness is a lesson for us to learn from. We will be tested, but with humility we will be forgiven and be strengthened. Peter continues to this day to be a great strength for us all. We all have our failures. God used Peter's many failures, including his 3 denials of Christ, to turn him from Simon, a common man with a common name, into Peter, the rock. If you are feeling weak, then turn to God and ask for strength. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. and 2 Corinthians 12 verse 10, "Therefore I am well content with weaknesses, with insults, with distresses, with persecutions, with difficulties, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong."